Hello lollipops! We are reading a story today called Bumblebee, all about the bumblebee. So let's take a look inside. It is the first day of spring, and a sleepy bumblebee queen flies out to find food and a nest. Throughout the cold winter, she has slept alone in an old, dry mouse hole beneath the ground. And now she has woken up with the single goal to build her own colony for the year. Off she goes. The bumblebee queen visits dandelion and pussy willow flowers, where she drinks nectar and collects pollen by brushing her hairy body over the flowers. She never wastes any food. Before leaving the flower, she collects extra nectar by using a special honey stomach in her belly, ooh, somewhere under here, and using her front legs, packs any extra pollen into baskets on her back legs. You can see that here. This will feed her future family. Who have we got here? Within her belly, full of nectar and both back legs loaded with pollen, the bumblebee queen flies low to the ground, searching for a suitable nest. As she goes, she buzzes around a young stag and a fox crouching on the ground. While gathering food, the bumblebee queen has been pollinating flowers by passing the pollen on her body from flower to flower. So here she goes, from flower to flower. This allows the flowers to produce seeds for new flowers next year. At last, she finds an old, dry mouse hole, perfect for starting a new colony, and off she goes. It is dusk, and the bumblebee queen has been flying since the early morning. Now she builds her first honey pot at the entrance to her nest. Oh, look, she's got her honey pot. Then, by mixing nectar and pollen together, she makes a lump of bee bread on which she lays the first eggs of the year. Here are her eggs. To keep her eggs warm and dry, she covers them with a sheet of beeswax produced from 8 special holes under her belly. Oh, she's been very productive. Like a bird, the bumblebee queen sits on her eggs to keep them warm during the cold spring nights until they hatch into tiny white larvae. Within the weeks, the larvae have spun a silky case called a cocoon around themselves, and the queen covers them with an extra layer of wax. So here she is, sitting on the larvae. It's not long before the shaky young worker bees have eaten their way out of the cocoons, ready to help the queen bee with her tasks. The empty wax they emerge from is reused to store extra honey and pollen. So here they are, the little baby bees breaking out of their cocoons. As summer arrives, the nest becomes busy. Here's the nest. One evening, a curious weasel pokes his head down the mouse hole. Uh-oh. The buzzing of the worker bees creates a roar in the entrance tunnel. The weasel doesn't stay long and off he goes. Later, a digging sound outside of the mouse hole brings some workers flying to protect their nest, straight into a startled badger. The badger leaves in a hurry too. Then the trickiest invader of all flies into the nest, a cuckoo bee. Where's the cuckoo bee? Although she looks like a bumblebee, she cannot produce workers or start a colony of her own. She plans to get rid of the bumblebee queen and use the nest and workers to raise cuckoo bees. Since she smells rather like the bumblebee queen, she can sneak in and hide in a dark corner. Oh dear, she's here for trouble. But she's unlucky. The workers smell her disguise and she is driven out. Off you go. The bumblebee nest is now well established. Its stores are full of honey and pollen. The queen has laid more eggs, which will produce new queen bees and male drones. The new males are the first to emerge, but they are very lazy and get in everyone's way, so they're soon thrown out by the busy worker bees. Outside, they feed on pollen and nectar, getting ready to mate as soon as the new queen bees leave the hive. They're all very busy. On a late summer's day, the old bumblebee queen flies out of her wonderful nest for the last time. She drinks some heather nectar with her long tongue and is happy with her year's work. Finally, as autumn comes, the new bumblebee queens emerge from their silky cocoons and leave their nest in the old mouse hole to mate with the male drones outside. Once mated, each young bumblebee queen flies low to the ground, searching for a safe place to sleep until spring, when she will go off and start a whole new colony. And that's the story of the bumblebee.